What is the fastest car you have ever driven? 1960 Chevy Bel Air. The speedometer went up to 120 miles per hour, but I was still accelerating when the needle stopped. I'm willing to bet I hit somewhere around 130 miles per hour. My friend's 04 WRX making 290 whp. Not the fastest car on the planet, but it makes fun turbo noises. Two cars come to mind: my housemate's Mark III VW Golf 1.6. Officially it topped out 188 km per hour, but that thing just sat so comfortably at 160 km per hour. The other was a Mitsubishi Eclipse I rented in Florida in 2009. I managed to get it up to 120 miles per hour going up I-95, still the fastest I've ever gone in car I was driving. Year-old BMW 530. Made it to 100 before I ran out of street. Actually, my 1643cc Harley Ultra Classic. At 75 miles per hour, the front shocks rise if you twist it quick and forth, and it has 2 more gears left. No clue how fast it goes. Faster than I'll ever ride it. Had a V8 muscle car in the early 70s that would bury the Speedo, which went up to 120. And it wasn't redlined at that speed. My mom had an early 80s IROC in the early 80s. It was a Camaro with a Corvette engine. When I turned 16 I drove it around, but it was too much fun to go fast, and so I stuck to my Volvo. I drove a 1971 Challenger and a 1973 Buick G's well over 140 miles per hour on a long straight stretch of highway. That was in 1975. The fastest car I've ever driven is a tiny remote-controlled car. It was a pity that even they broke quickly, but no one was hurt. I've driven a few supercars, Huracan, Ferrari, etc., but nothing came close to McLaren. The handling is so crazy you feel like you can make a sharp turn at 100. I got an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra station wagon up to 110 miles per hour on some remote Utah highway circa 2003. Audi RS6 on my brother-in-law's wedding day. Forgot I was driving it and not my own car for a second on the motorway and realized I didn't exactly need to put my foot to the floor to overtake. Smiley face. Probably my 2005 VW Jetta GLI. It had a built engine with a Garrett 3076 turbo, water meth injection, stage 3 Revo, air-to-water intercooler, and lots of other goodies. It would peg the speedometer at 160 miles per hour with ease. I drove to NASCAR at Texas Motor Speedway. I don't know how fast, but it did start to lose grip in the turns unless I eased off a little, so I had to be going pretty fast. They don't have speedometers, just a tachometer. 2019 Nissan's e-Heritage 6-speed. Someone I know may have had it up to 143 miles per hour when there was no traffic around on an interstate. Not the biggest engine around, but it's a tiny car and was an absolute joy to drive. A Lamborghini with 600 horsepower on a track. Cost 400 to rent for 8 laps. The thing rips and the grip is insanely good as well. Someone I once worked for showed me a souped up Mustang a few years ago. The slightest tap on the gas pedal made the engine rev up audibly. The throttle response on that car was insane. He told me the fastest he drove that car was late at night in the fast lane going 175 miles per hour. Sad to say, a 73 Chevelle SW with a 350 in it. Some bitch could haul, but you definitely didn't look cool in a white SW with fake wood panel on the sides and a roof rack. My 68 Austin Healey 3000 Mark III. Not a muscle car, but it hugged curves like a lover. It had a little shimmy at around 65 miles per hour. But it evened out at 70 and up. A 1996 Oldsmobile Aura. I miss that car and hope to own another one someday. One of those in proper condition will probably do 120 like butter.